Howdy and aloha, everybody. This is James with Monotalk. Monotalk is where people come, usually me, and we use our words so that we can communicate and talk about things that are important, especially this planet and all of its inhabitants, which is my biggest concern. So, just to let you know, I've had this show, had a blog talk radio show since 2016. And then Monotalk's been around since 2017, I think. Or late, yeah, 2017. And I've been doing my best to make sure that the mainstream media uh, is held accountable, that they're brought to justice, they're ratted out, they're I don't know. It just seems that somebody needs to go out there and basically protest against the mainstream media in a immense mass with an immense mass of people. Doing it on Facebook, doing it on Twitter, doing it on YouTube, doing it on Reddit or Instagram or whatever out there. It's seems a little redundant. I mean, we need to go out in front of the corporate news uh, buildings where they're corporate, where these corporate giants are. And I think we need to start demanding that they be held accountable. Now, going to them, to their front door and protesting in front of them, I think is a good idea. But I think it's time to start thinking about a 5 million man march, not a million man march. I'm talking about a big march, a march across the lawns of the Hill, across Congress, maybe in the halls. I'm talking about getting our legislators, our judiciaries, and our executives, uh, maybe to hold them accountable for creating a plethora, of laid claims, narratives that instigate lies. That are from lies. It just continues on and on and on. The hyperbolic nature of mainstream media. I'm not just talking about Fox. I'm not just talking about MSNBC. I'm not just talking about CNN or the BBC or Al Jazeera or even PBS, and especially like the New York Times or the Washington Post or the Guardian that recently just fucking took a shit on Julian Assange. Um, uh, with no substance behind it whatsoever, which is sad. And they're supposed to be the progressive, liberal. Uh, Stop throwing around the word progressive. Seriously. I don't know if people it's like you've beat it up so much to where nobody really understands exactly what progressive means. Real progressive who is out there, love that guy. He embodies a good piece of being progressive. That means you're trying to fight, you're trying to put energy, you're not trying, you're doing. You're doing what's necessary for the 99%. What you believe is helpful to the 99%. I think most Greens, are extremely progressive, to the point to where they're like, in my opinion, kind of over progressive. Now they're bringing up eco-socialism, and let's not confuse too much people out there, guys. I'm just saying, let's just kind of keep it simple. Focus on getting money out of politics, health care for all, universal, full, comprehensive, universal health care for all. You know, money out of politics, stopping the wars, higher minimum wage, $17. 15's just stupid. It should be at like 26, 27. But back on point, I think what's happening is we have a lot of people that are extremely upset right now. I'm watching Jimmy Dore, and this guy's fucking pissed. I'm watching Kyle Kalinske, and he's just fucking pissed. I'm watching Nico House, and he's just fucking pissed. Tim Black. I'm watching just so many people out there that are just fucking pissed that are on social media that are extremely angry at mainstream media, cable news network, cable news. And you have every right to be. We all have a right to be upset, but we also have a right to the truth. We also have a right to facts. Um, WikiLeaks has never in its history had to retract a single fucking word. They've never had to apologize for any of their information. Every mainstream media fucking source, especially Fox, has like a list of shit they apologize for, like every other day and twice on Sundays. MSNBC has just become a disgusting disgrace. And let's not forget about people like Randy Rhoads and Stephanie Miller and these fucking warhawks as well that back right behind. There's like I would say the sidekicks to Rachel Maddow and Chris Matthews and the sidekicks to Wolf Blitzer, and they just cannot seem to get away from Trump. And I know they hate him. I get it. They fucking hate him. I mean, look, the guy had a fucking reality TV show about firing people, The Apprentice, right? That's what he did. That's all he did, right? And he got $1 billion from his dad when he was 19 years old, and he hired an attorney and an accountant, and he just took that money and he just started building an empire. So be it, okay? But the thing is we didn't create Trump. The mainstream media created Trump, and the Podesta files, which is from WikiLeaks, which I've proven over and over again, put Trump, Ben Carlson, and Ted Cruz as the people they wanted to put out into the mainstream media. They were told by the Clinton campaign, Podesta, and the rest of the group of the DCCC or the DNC or the Dumbocratic elite. And I'm not talking about the U.S. voting republic. I'm talking about the collusion and the corruption in this party to push Trump out into the mainstream. And then all of a sudden he's elected. Just fucking came around and bit him in the ass that nobody ever took that simple email, which is complete and total proof that, hey, we're going to put this guy because we think we can beat that guy, the apprentice, okay, who hosts The Apprentice and fucking fires people, and it's just ridiculous. It's kind of a kooky show. I used to watch it every once in a while, but after a while, you're like, what is this really about? Who fucking cares? But it was really interesting when all of a sudden people started talking about Bernie more and how he was completely cheated. Not cheated isn't even the word. It was like it wasn't Gestapo style. It was like mafia style. The way they came and took his election away. He would have definitely beat Trump, definitely, and everybody knew it. But what happened is the mainstream media, which is just 6 companies that are all owned by big pharma. They advertise fucking drugs all day long, and they talk about Boeing and Lockheed Martin all fucking day long in their commercials, and they talk about investment companies all fucking day long. So it's Wall Street, big pharma, and the list goes on and on. Where Fox talks about Shell and BP and oil and big coal and all this other shit. So the mainstream media is the biggest weapon, and that's in my thumbnail on my show. It's I've had it up before, but we need to make sure that Russia, and the hyperbolic nature of these ginormous advertising and marketing companies, because that's what they do. When it comes to talking about narratives, when it comes to talking about talking points, when it comes to about talking about, whatever we're talking about, they keep planting the seed. They're called impressions. Impression. Trump, Russia. I mean, that one clip that this person did on Jimmy Dore I saw a while back of how many times, it was like 216 times or something like that. Or was it 82? I don't know, whatever. God, it was the craziest amount of times that fucking Rachel Maddow said Russia in one fucking show, right? And everybody knows about that. But the point of the matter is that nobody's holding these people accountable. Nobody's going to the legislature and say, you got to stop this, because they're causing dissension, they're causing hate, they're causing a new level of racism between people. I mean, now that I'm hanging out in West Virginia, I mean, I'm talking with people, and we all kind of hang out together, whether you're a darker shade or a lighter shade of, or a darker shade or a lighter shade of, whatever, of human being, and everybody's very courteous, and everybody's very kind, and everybody's very um, proper and decent to each other. But it's the mainstream media, from what I've seen, that starts these battles, because they want you to fight it, because what the 1% wants, and you've got to understand this, and I hope you understand this, they would rather you fight against each other than fight against them. So the sword that the 1% uses, and look, I'm okay with people being rich. I'm okay with people being, having mansions and yachts and everything like that. But at a certain point, don't you think it's fair to give back a little? You know, I mean, do you need 6 yachts? Do you need to have so much fucking money that um, you don't know what to do with it? You're completely, you have so much money you're so liquid, they call it, where you do not know what to do with your dough. You just, I mean, you could go to Vegas and blow $1 million in like an hour. That happens. But there are people out there that are just dying in the streets because they don't have health care. There are people that are dying in the streets, or in countries all over the world, because you're investing in the military industrial complex. The conscience, our conscience, uh, that I've witnessed in the past, and I've been here, by the way, it's my birthday, I'm 55. Yes, thank you very much. Um, it's over the years, what I've noticed is a desensitization. It's really sad. I've noticed some people out there that, uh, in many different forms and ways, and their lifestyles, they don't care about their fellow human being, struggling or not. It's like, fuck them. It's like an Ayn Rand mentality, which is really weird and sad, right? Because she was for women's rights, which is just kind of ass backwards. Uh, so I'm really concerned about where we're going morally, ethically, and good is a matter of perception. Okay, to a Christian, you're evil if you have an abortion. Okay, to a progressive or a liberal, right? You're doing what you need to do for you because it's hard for you, and maybe you're incapable, and or whatever the circumstances may be. Maybe you were violently raped. Period. Rape is rape. Everybody knows that. But there are people, conservatives, that say it doesn't matter. You still should have that child. Whereas but in the same breath, they're saying kill people that cross over the border. Live children. Doesn't matter because they feel that Hispanics are going to take over the fucking country. Uh, you know, the disinformation that's put out there by the mainstream media is it's something that is really starting to concern me to the point to where I think we need to buckle down on that. I think we all need to definitely uh, do what we can first to pull money out of politics. Okay, that's why I believe and I hope that Jesse Ventura will run green and bring that up constantly. Just beat the media and say, why are you doing what you're doing, Nancy Pelosi? Why do you still support Big Pharma, Dianne Frankenstein? Why, Mitch McConnell, do you still fucking support the oil companies? Because you're paid off. Because you're fucking paid off. And nobody talks about Citizens United, which I think it would be great for Jesse Ventura to run green, bring some greens out, bring some greens in, and help grow a party that I think needs the help for sure. If they would just get a little more grounded and stay with what people are really trying to look for, like full comprehensive universal health care with no copay. That's huge. You know, equality, a higher minimum wage instead of 15 fucking dollars an hour, which we've missed that. They should go for 17, like I said. And there's a few other things. Eco socialism, I think it's great. But if you want to fucking fuse people, keep talking about eco-socialism. Keep talking about that because people are going to turn you out. If you want to talk about gerrymandering, people understand that. You know, I think you can talk about ranked choice voting for sure, getting rid of the electoral college, or basically the number one thing that we should all be talking about is getting money out of politics. Okay, but let's get back. Sorry, I just kind of get into that because I keep wanting to push that because I think it's important. I think if your candidate is not advertising, marketing, and campaigning, wait, listen, at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the city of Marmet, West Virginia, this siren goes off and it's curfew. So when you hear the siren, you better run home or you get ticketed if you're under 18 years old, which is very alarming. It's kind of like if you can't listen to your parents and you need a fucking siren to tell you to go in, I don't know. Anyway, not to bash it. They're doing it for a reason. Whatever works for you, that's fine. But back to on topic, which is the mainstream media. Okay, so Jimmy Dore's pissed off. Kyle Kalinski's pissed off. I mean, name all the people. Mike Figueroa, the Humanist Report's pissed off. You know, I'm sure that Jamarl Thomas is pissed off. I know that Holly Seeliger, Zoom Politicon is pissed off. I mean, everybody's just fed up with the fucking mainstream media. But the only way you're going to put them in check is you've got to get your legislators to fucking do something about it. Okay? And the only way you're going to get them to do anything for the 99% is you've got to get them either to commit to get money out of politics or you don't fucking vote for them. Because you're going to get the same shit every fucking day, every single day. It's going to be the same thing. Okay? You're still going to get drug prices. Okay? A hip replacement in like, I don't know, Sweden costs $7,000. In the United States, it costs over $40,000 fucking dollars. Okay, these pharmaceutical companies are making bazillions of dollars. The insurance companies are making bazillions of dollars. Obamacare was just a copycat of Romney Care, which didn't do anything. It's gotten more expensive over time. Full, comprehensive, universal health care is what we need, and something that is important. But the only way you're going to get a higher wage, less war, everything that the fucking 99% needs is you've got to get money out of politics. That has to be your number one fucking priority as a legislator or voting for office, especially in the Supreme Court. These guys should be nothing more, especially on the Democratic side or the supposed liberal progressive side. They should be doing nothing more but than asking for to repeal, or yeah, I think it's repeal, or remove Citizens United, for sure. That's and every candidate that you vote for should be trying. The first thing they should be doing is getting money out of politics, and then you can talk to them and say, okay, you're getting money out of politics, good. Now go after mainstream media and hold them accountable for lying. Nothing's going to happen until you get money out of politics. It's all going to be the same. I'm watching Tulsi Gabbard on Jimmy Dore. Jimmy, you're fantastic. But everything was good. Everything was good. And then she says, we were attacked on 9/11. Al Qaeda, the key buzzwords. The same thing that she's fighting against, she's supporting. That information didn't come from Glenn Greenwald. That information didn't come from Jimmy Dore. That information didn't come from, a lot of publications out there that are gone, like Newsweek. Used to be a great publication. Okay? That's coming from CNN. She's reiterating what CNN and MSNBC and Fox has been saying forever. She's so there, but then it seems like she's not. If Tulsi would just please, Tulsi, if I know you're not listening to me, you probably never heard or seen me before. But by the way, I'm Polynesian. I'm 42% Hawaiian. Okay? With that being known, I think you should watch what I'm doing. Watch what I'm about, and it's really simple. You have to go after the money in politics. If you go after the money in politics and say, do you want the money? It's almost like they don't talk about it because they want it. Fucking Nancy Pelosi made hundreds of millions, like over $100 million. There has been more fucking millionaires made via congressmen in the House and the Senate. These guys have made so much. And the thing is a lot of people don't even know that there's untraceable money. They can actually know and write laws and have investments made. And Alexandria Ocasio brought it up against Trump, but she was actually shoving her foot in the mouth because she brought it up in Congress, and she spilled the beans on everybody. She said, you can actually write laws to benefit your investments on what your ticker number is. Okay? Which is what's your ticker number? Your Dow Jones. And she did. And then she said, oh, that's just Trump is doing that. No, every legislator is doing that. The reason why people become legislators nowadays is because they see the fucking pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. At the end of their fucking disgusting spew of fucking fracking gas rainbow. Look, I don't do this show for money, and I don't do it to sell coffee cups or t-shirts. I do this because I want people to try to understand that the most important thing right now that we need to do is save our planet and save each other. And if we don't do that, we're fucked. What do I think the best way to do that is to get the greed out of politics, get the corruption. With greed, corruption, greed, it's like hand in hand, collusion in the whole 9 yards. And you've got to get the money out. And the best way to get it out, you've got to get people that want it out, that talk about it, that will stamp in blood, one of those fucking seal stamps on an envelope that's made with like red, and they mix it with blood and they stamp it, they're with their family crest on it, and sign an oath that they will definitely make sure they completely remove money from politics, and they will now work and make their $174,000 a year, period. If they want to make more money, they can buy a fucking hot dog stand and work part-time. If they want to make more money, they can go fucking work at the theater at night, right? Selling popcorn or whatever. Okay. If they want to make more money, they can, create a clothing line, all right, or skateboards or gear or whatever. But being able to be rich because you're a congressman, being able or having the ability to be a millionaire because you're on the Hill, that's just fucked up. And then after you're done, you become a lobbyist, right? Like all of them do. That shouldn't happen either. So the number one goal, if you're green, you cannot put eco-socialism down in your fucking list of things to do, Green Party candidate. Get money out of politics. Everybody. That has to be the biggest fucking thing that we need to do, or we're fucked. Or we're completely screwed. That's the bottom line. Once you take money out of the political system, okay, because they're going to fight. When Citizens United came, there was a little brawl, but nobody was fucking sitting in Congress, protesting overnight for Citizens United. It didn't get, I think, wait, Citizens United, the Democrats have the House and the Senate when Citizens United was in? Or was it right after? No matter, nothing really happened with it. People just saw the dollar signs and they kept going. If you believe that anything other than what is happening now to our government, to the United States, to other countries because of the greed and the money and greed and all the fucking greased pockets and the backroom deals and the golf course deals and the money that finds its way to the Cayman Islands and to South America banks and to Swiss bank accounts and all over the world, just hidden money. Follow the money. Somebody do an investigation and follow the money. I think WikiLeaks would be a great source of information. Somebody might just do that one day. Somebody might break from the mold, kind of like Seth Rich, the guy who got killed, and exposed what the DNC actually did to Bernie Sanders and what they did to bring Trump around. The Podesta file. Look it up. It's real. It's a fact. It's never been retracted, and it won't be because it's real. It's a real fact. God, the fucking Guardian. A bunch of assholes. And I tell them that what's interesting about the Guardian is they were shitting on Julian Assange in an article that they want to boot him out or he's violated his probation, whatever the fuck he's doing over it. Doesn't matter. They're going after him, right? The Guardian's going after him. And I said, you people are fucking amazing. This one place where they've never had to retract anything they've published. Not one fucking word. Right? It's all fact. It's data. It's real. Fuck. It's just so ass backwards out there. So with this being said, I'm just going to close with this, okay? Listen, whoever's here, who's watching? Anybody? Max, thank you for being on, guys. Gardner, what's up, my brother? Oh, sorry, guys, I wasn't paying. Evan, MSM doesn't have to learn. People watch them. They get paid millions. People that have to learn. Yeah, that's totally, Evan. I mean, I fully agree with that. I truly believe that we, for sure, need to make sure. Thank you, Evan. Thank you. 55 birthday. Thank you. Yeah, we definitely need to make sure that they're held accountable, but it's not going to happen until we get the money out of the politics. So if your legislator, your judiciary, your executive is running for office and they never mention getting money out of politics, It means that they want it. There are people, like I said, that are running for office that see that fucking pot of gold at the end of that goddamn fucking Citizens United, McCutcheon versus the FEC, just waterfalls and fucking fountains of money when you get to that point. It's not the $174,000 you make. That's not enough. I guess for one person, $174,000 a year, excuse me, a year, not a month, a year is just not enough. I mean, it's just insanity. It's just gone out of control. Max Waller, what's up? I did a video about TYT's bullshit the other day. You did? How come I didn't know that, Garden? I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah, they're ridiculous, dude. They're fucking ridiculous. So, the main thing I'm just trying to convey to everybody today, and I know everybody's pissed off, but you're going to keep getting pissed off. You're going to keep seeing the same old shit. You know, Jimmy, you can talk about the same old things and Humanist Report and Kyle Kalinske and Tim Black. But if your candidate, the person you believe, isn't completely and thoroughly talking about removing money or the biggest influence or the catalyst of the corruption, right? Yeah. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi is worth over $100 million. And she's made that amount in the past 20 years that she's been in Congress, you know, because $174,000 enough isn't enough, Max. It's just not enough. So if your candidate, I mean, I've heard Bernie talk about it for like 5 seconds, and we need to get rid of Citizens United, and then he moves on to something else, right? But nobody's really talking to that. Oh God, and that AOC throwing out the smidgen of the actual Green New Deal by the Green Party that created the Green New Deal, trying to get that passed was just a ploy. Everybody knew it wasn't going to go through. It was written wrong. It was created wrong. The Senate wasn't going to let it go through, right? The House had the votes, but the Senate, no fucking way. And yeah, Sanders fucking for sure gets useless by the day. Oh, let me show you this picture real quick, Garden. Just for fun. Oh, dude. Okay, here you guys want to see some fucked up news? I don't know if this is true or not. Right? Uh-oh. Russia. This is what I wrote. I just did a paint on it. I'm running for president. Every American need a champion. I want to be that champion. When was that? 2018? Oh, was that April 12th? I think that's old. But anyway, it would suck because Russia. And now this idiot again. If that fucking actually happens again, my God, it's going to be fucking ridiculously lame. I mean, that's you're already handing Trump the presidency because now he's able to say, without a doubt, without a fucking smidgen of any kind of pushback, that mainstream media is full of shit. Is full of shit. And sadly, they are. You know? We're on the fucking same, I'm on the same page with Donald Trump. Holy fuck. I mean, the guy's human. He's just watching this shit happen going, where the fuck are these people getting this shit from, man? That's all he's like, what the fuck? Which is, yeah, what is happening. And it's pretty sad. But here's what I brought up earlier on the hip replacement. Right? The average hip replacement. The U.S. is $40,364. In Spain, it's $7,371. Yeah, so these are the people that contribute money to both parties. If you know the way the process works, where they contribute money, they send money a little bit to the Democrats, or a lot to the Democrats, and a little bit to, and a lot more probably to the Republicans or the Republicans and the Dumbocrats. I'm talking about the legislators, the judiciaries, and the executives. I'm not talking about the U.S. voting republic, For fuck's sakes. You people are just don't get it yet. But when the light comes on, just say, hey, James was right. Jimmy was right. Jimbo had it. Okay? And what you will, you'll get it. But uh, the revelation I had was Bernie when he left. And before that, a little bit after, I started to see things in a new way. Like, if Bernie can shut down so fast and just turn on, he had at least 60% of the country wanting him to win. He said, oh, fuck you, I'm taking the deal, or I'm intimidated. I don't have the fucking guts or the courage to challenge these people, or they made me some other fucking deal. Okay, and then, I don't know, 3 days later, he buys a fucking $400 cabin retreat. It's like, what just happened? Right? Remember that? It's like, what? And then this is what I thought a while back, and I was really trying my hardest, guys, to get him to move in the to move in the right direction, and it was this. I was trying to get Bernie, sending this out to his people. I'm going, recognizing the signs, right? To Bernie and all his supporters, sometimes the universe gives us signs. I kind of think that sometimes. Or or the bird was really thirsty and wanted to drink that bottle of fucking water. It wasn't a blue bird nor a red bird. It was a green bird. Bernie, green. Yeah, I was trying to push that all over his sites. That was a long time ago. Back in 26, back when he had the fucking country, by the fucking gonads, But now he's not it. He is definitely still the cabin boy. And then I wrote a piece about it here. It's really sad. This is right after he made his speech. After Hillary, he did a little something for Hillary. And let me show you real quick, and then I'm gonna go. Just to let you know, all you out there that love Bernie, I'm sorry, but he's bought, and it's pretty obvious. This was right after right after Bernie Sanders spoke at the DNC on July 2016. The moment of giving up, quitting, and becoming a slave / cabin boy to a criminal Hillary Rodham Clinton. All for what? Everything he did. All for what? For nothing. And now he's doing it again. He's doing the same thing over again. I mean, we all know that. We all know he's doing the same thing. But the bottom line, like I'm saying, if your candidate is not, if you're a Green Party candidate, or an independent candidate, or a Democratic candidate, or even you could be Republican, or if you're not trying to get money out of politics, you don't give a fuck about anybody. You don't give a fuck about the country. You don't give a fuck about the planet. You don't give a fuck about any fucking person. I have faith that Jesse Ventura gives a fuck. I have a lot of faith in that he cares. And if he does the right thing and talks about Citizens United and money in politics and what it's been doing and how this shit will never, ever fucking end until you get them back to their base fucking salary at $174,000 a month. And none of this extra shit. No more investing. No more lobbying afterwards. Just fucking employees working supposedly, or they should be representatives of the people. That's what they're supposed to be, but they're not. And they need to become those again. So if you have a candidate that's not talking about getting money out of politics, then you're wasting your fucking time. All right. Listen, guys, I want to thank you all for coming. Eben, it's good seeing you. Just letting you know, Eben, the fucking world is not flat. bro, I love you, but I'm saying it's just not flat. Okay. I might come on sometime and I'm not going to even debate that. I'm not going to. Okay. Here's why I know. I'm on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific Ocean when I'm young, right? And I take a piece of cardboard paper. It's like a hard edge piece of cardboard that has a straight line. And this guy goes, you know how, and they do this. You go out and on the horizon, aircraft carrier, middle of the ocean, all there is clear nothing. And you hold, you hold it this way, upside down, right? And you touch the very top. And if you can you can see how it starts to round off, how it starts to go round, how it's not flat. It's not a flat line with this line because it's like this. So you're holding a piece of paper like this, and this is probably gonna this should do it for you right here. This is the Earth, okay, and you hold the paper, and you see the curvature, right there, and you just hold it right on the horizon. And you can see how it just kind of breaks off slightly at the ends. Okay? It's not flat, bro. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But, think what you want to think, be what you want to be. As long as you're taking care of yourself, your family, your kids, and the people you love and care about. I think that's what's most important. And for God's sakes, vote for somebody that fucking gives a shit, right? That isn't bought and paid for, like pretty much fucking awful. Listen, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Please pass my videos out. It's just information that people needs. I don't give a fuck about the likes. I don't give a shit about the fucking subscriptions. Just get it out there. The people that understand that if they have a candidate that they believe in, if they're not talking about removing money completely out of the political system, then they're not worth your time or anybody's time. Unless you are a corporate elitist. That would be the only reason why you want to do that. Yes, I'm thinking on getting the Nobel Prize. I'm really just trying to help, guys. Earth is flat due to atmospheric pressures and gravitational particle waves. Okay. Vote for that. Okay. Somebody asked me if they said I should vote. Eric. Hey, Eric. Bernie Sanders lectures for DNC. So, opportunity. Of course, Eric. Of course. Good seeing you, by the way. Love you all. Please share my video only for the simple reason that we've got to get money out of politics. That's the number one reason why we're still having these conversations. I would rather be talking about surfing. I'd rather be talking about disc golf out in West Virginia. I'd rather be talking about so many other things. But until that happens, we've got to remove money out of politics. Aloha, everybody. Take care. Aloha. Howdy and aloha. Let's play the end. What the fuck? Howdy and aloha. Welcome to